Hello and good day. Income tax is an omnipresence. It means that you go anywhere in the world, each country you are required to pay an income tax. So in most of the country in the world, an income tax is an essential tax which has to be paid by the person living in that particular country. And paying an appropriate rate of the tax and paying an appropriate amount of the tax is an essential part of the day. Because if you pay more amount of the tax, then you are losing a lot of opportunities. And if you pay less amount of the tax, you are inviting a problem. So you have to take care to see that you pay an appropriate amount of the income tax. And that can happen when you understand the law properly. To be successful in any action which we take in our life, and specifically with regard to the income tax, we should keep a few aspects in our mind and follow it consciously as well as subconsciously. The first thing is an attention. When we talk on the attention, it is not only the important aspect which has to be taken care of, but even the non-important aspect or the minor aspect required to be properly taken care of, and that is a necessity.
Attention come into?
Attention is just mental alertness. Mental alertness and awareness are two different things. Awareness is purely life. What level of intensity your life is functioning, that is the level of awareness you are. But mental attention, you can put it on and put it off. Your aliveness, you cannot put it on and put it off. It's on. What is the level of intensity is all there is. But mental attention, you can close it, isn't it? You can turn it on, you can turn it off, isn't it so? You can pay attention to something, you can withdraw your attention from something. Is it so? So that's a different dimension. That is the act of the mind. That is again not reality. It is just attention of the mind. It is the act of the mind. Mind can do many things, but it's of a different dimension. It is psychological, it is not existential.
So attention is very much necessary for the income tax learning. So whenever you cannot give the attention, and 100% attention, then it is better to pause the video at that particular moment and restart the video from that particular point when you are in a position to give 100% attention. Because under the income tax, which is an essential part of your life, it is necessary that you have to be successful. And to be successful, the first thing which is required is an attention and the focus on all the minor as well as a non-minor aspect we have to constantly keep in mind. Now whatever the world may say, but the money is an essential part.
जनों हरि नाम से नाता रे जोड़ो भाई माया से मुंह मोड़ो रे जगत नारायण की जय जय बोलो बोलो नगद नारायण को छोड़ो रे बोलो रे जगत नारायण को छोड़ के संतों सब हैं यारम, इन सबके पीछे अरे पीछे पड़ गया इनकम टैक्सम, पीछे पड़ गया इनकम टैक्सम, अरे बम बम।
Now if you would have noticed one thing, I have stated from which particular movie this song is there, and how this movie is related to which year and what is an importance. So under the income tax also it is necessary that we have to give the citation. That means from where the particular document has been taken up, document pertain to which particular year, and how it is relevant or important in the present situation. So this thing has to be always kept in mind. Now let us come to the second part. Now we have to understand which part of the question or which part of the answer we should emphasize. Now what is required over here is a manner of asking the question. Always in the life, even in the two similar situations, you will notice that the outcome or the result is different because in the manner in which the question has been posed. Take an example. Supposing there is an ashram like this and there are various chelas. Now in one of the ashram, one of the chela wanted to smoke a cigar. Cigar smoking is obviously injurious to the health. I am just giving as an illustration. So he wanted to smoke a cigar, so he goes to the Guru and asks, "Can I smoke a cigar during the meditation?" And the Guru said, "No, you cannot smoke a cigar during the meditation." He goes ahead and he sees that there is another person who is smoking a cigar and the Guru has given the permission to him. So he asked, "Why the Guru has not given the permission to me? But how come Guru gave the permission to you?" So he said, "What is the question you pose?" So he said, "Can I smoke the cigar during the meditation?" And the Guru said, "No. What is the question you pose?" He said, "Can I meditate during the smoking?" And the Guru said, "Yes, you can meditate any time in the life." So the way you pose the question will decide what answer you get. That means under the income tax, whenever there is a dispute or whenever you go into the court and the matter goes under the court, you should know how to pose a right question to get the desirable answer. Under income tax, one more thing we have to keep in mind. There is a overriding of the title of the income which has to be taken care of. Now take here the example that whenever you see any KBC program or for any that matter any income program on the TV, and when especially the celebrity guest comes, they always say that we are playing on behalf of so and so. The reason for them saying that we are on behalf of so and so that even if the amount is received due to their own effort, it will not be considered that particular person income. It will be considered as income of the other
पूरी
person.
टीम आज एक बहुत ही नेक काज के लिए खेल रही है। हम आपके मुंह से सुनना चाहेंगे वो काज क्या है।
हम कोशिश यही करेंगे कि जो भी यहाँ से जीतें बाढ़ पीड़ितों के फंड में जाए, प्राइम मिनिस्टर के रिलीफ फंड में जाए,
प्राइम मिनिस्टर रिलीफ फंड,
प्राइम मिनिस्टर रिलीफ फंड में जाए और फिर अलग अलग प्रांतों में पहुंचा दे।
बिल्कुल। तो आज ये बहुत ही एक नेक काज के लिए खेल रहे हैं।
So these were the three important factors which has to be constantly kept in the mind. The fourth one which has to be noted, and there are a number of the other concepts which will be learning as we progress from time to time. But at this particular moment, the first factor we have to keep in mind that you have to start using a special vocabulary which are specified under the income tax. So any person who is listening to you know that you are having a sufficient good knowledge of the income tax. So you should know the vocabulary which are specifically related to the particular law. Take for example, there is as we progress, we'll learn one vocabulary, deemed to be. Now, deemed to be in a simple word is nothing but assumed to be. But instead of writing the word assumed to be, the income tax used the term deemed to be. So similarly, at a number of the places, you should use a proper vocabulary or the proper terminology to indicate that you are aware of a particular situation or the particular fact. So unless and until you use a specific vocabulary or a proper vocabulary or the proper term, it will not indicate your knowledge. So indicating and using a particular term is an essential part of a knowledge indication. So how we can excel in our performance? And what is the help we will be giving you to see that you excel in your performance? Whether it is your exam or your skill development, which is essential part after the exam, something which is very essential in your life, that how you can excel. So the first thing is a basic knowledge. The basic knowledge we will be sharing with you through these various lectures, which will be available on our app and the related portal. And from there you can get the basic knowledge. Once you get the basic knowledge, don't end over there. Constantly see that you are proactively interactive. What is the meaning of the term proactively interactive? So here we are expecting that if you want to be an excellent person in the income tax or even in the life, in that case you should ask a question before coming to the next topic. That what we have learned in the past topic, what is the importance of the next step? We will be definitely explaining you, no doubt about it. But at the same time, you have to proactively ask us before everyone asks. That is a way you can excel yourself. Then, once the things are over, we'll be giving you an objective assignment. Do it very sincerely. Go on doing it again and again till you achieve 100%. Then we'll be giving you some minor assignment. See that you complete it properly and read the comment which will be giving you as a feedback to your performance properly, so that next time you can improve upon. Apply the knowledge constantly in a controlled environment. We'll be doing that, and that is through the various case studies. We'll be giving you a number of the case studies also, whereby your knowledge will be tested. And the right answer is not essential, because in that case study there can be multiple answers. But when you get the multiple answers, you know that in the life also there is no right answer. There are the multiple answers, and out of the multiple answer you have to select the nearest one answer as the answer which is a correct one, and which can enhance your performance. Facing a situation with the multiple right answer, depending again, the answer goes on changing with the background. So any change in the background and the interpretation changes. So this is also we are going to deal with constantly. Then we will be also having a webinars whereby your problems or a specific question will be sorted out, and how to solve the problem under the Income Tax Act. We'll be also giving you a number of the practice problem, so that in a given time duration, if you are appearing in the exam, how you can solve any question paper. And best thing about the online learning is replaying the lectures while solving the complex problem to understand the finer aspect. So that is an advantage of learning online and through app. So please take the complete advantage of the same. So now let us come to the subject proper. That this act is called as an Act by the Income Tax Act 1961 and Section 1. Now, what is the meaning of the term section? Now, when we write something in the physical environment or anywhere, we write in the paragraph form, and then we call it as a first para, second para, third para. Now, under income tax, it is known as a Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, instead of saying a para 1, para 2, para 3, and so on. So here the Section 1, like any other law, it says what is the name of that particular law. So here the law name is Income Tax Act 1961. And it is applicable to whom? It is extended to whole of the India. And from which date it is coming in the effective? It is coming in the effective from 1st April 1962. So Act is 61, but the effective date is 1st April 1962. Now, whenever you are studying the law, you should always understand the minor definition. What is the meaning of this term? What do you mean by India? So the preamble of the Indian Constitution states that India is a sovereign, socialist, secure, democratic republic as declared on 26th of January 1950. This is as per the Indian Constitution, not given under the Income Tax Act. So Article 1 in the Constitution says that India, that is a Bharat, shall be union of the various states. Now there are nearly 29 states as on today. So all the 29 states taken combinedly is a part of an India. The territory of India shall consist of the territory of the various states, then union territory. Now there are 7 union territory, or any other territory which may acquired in the future, and we will consider that part of a territory of that part of the world as India, then that is also in India. So under the Section 256 of the GST Act, now Income Tax Act is a direct tax act. GST Act is an indirect tax act. Income Tax Act, Direct Tax Act, the impact is always on the person pocket from whom the tax is being collected. The indirect tax is collected by one person from the pocket of another person. So that is under the GST Act, which will be dealing under separately. So there it says India means the territory of India as referred to in Article 1 of the Constitution. It's territorial water. So question arises, what is the meaning of the territorial water? So as per the international regulation, so first we came to Act, then we went to India, then we went to international. So as per the international regulation, up to 12 nautical miles in the sea from the coastline is considered as a territorial water. So up to 12 nautical miles within the sea is also in India. The seabed, subsoil, continental shelf. What is a continental shelf? A continental shelf is that portion of the continent which is submerged under the area relatively shallow water known as a shelf sea. So that is also a part of India. That means anything above the state in the air is an India. Anything below the sea is also a part of in India if it comes within the 12 nautical mile of the coastal line as a territorial boundary. Now let us understand income tax. Now income tax is just like our cosmos, that it is constantly changing. Day to day there are the changes. And to understand the income tax, we have to understand 4 important or the core aspects. The first one is an act, that is an income tax act, which gives an outer boundary to whom it is applicable. Second is a rule, which says that how a particular thing has to be executed under the act. The third is a notification, that what has to be done in a particular circumstance, how the act and the rule has to be interpreted, and what is the view of the government on a particular point. Notification, if a particular person does not agree, it can always be challenged in the court. Then circulars. From time to time the government come out with the circular explaining the law. Now whenever the law is being explained by the way of circular, it is binding on the income tax department. It is not binding on the SSC. That means if the people feel that it is a beneficial circular, you can take an advantage of the same. But income tax officer or the income tax department is bound by the notification and bound by the circular. Now, whenever we are not happy with the particular thing, then we can go for a dispute in the judgment. That judgment or the dispute can be first at the tribunal level, then at the High Court level, then the Supreme Court level, and then even in the international court. So it is, remember one thing, it is constantly changing. The judgment changes, the act changes, the rule changes. So taxation is a very dynamic subject, and it is also a challenging, and we have to constantly update ourselves with this constant changing and the constant evolving system, and that makes an income tax very interesting. Now, under the Income Tax Act, whenever we are looking into them, we have to understand that there are definitions, and each particular term has got a particular meaning. So how to interpret the definition? Now, that are all the statutory definitions which are given under the law. Now, this definition can be bifurcated into two categories. One is an inclusive definition. What is an inclusive definition? We will come to that. Another one is an exhaustive definition. So whenever any definition is an inclusive, how will you come to know what is an indicator? So in the definition, the word after that particular term, a word will start. Take an example, income. Income includes. So the moment after the word income, the word include has come, that means it is an inclusive definition. So what is it? It is an inclusive definition. What is the impact of the same? The implication is that what you understand a particular meaning as income is an income, but what you don't understand as income but given under the law as an income, that is also an income. So here you get the exhaustive list of what is being covered under that definition, and also logical imagination also crept in. So what is there on your mind as income is income. What is given in the law as income is income. What I feel as an income, and I give a logical explanation to that as income, that is also an income. So whenever the definition is an inclusive definition, it widens the meaning of that particular term. But if it is an exhaustive definition, how will you come to know the exhaustive? So first the indicator is mean. So there it is include, here it is mean. That means previous year means. So what is the meaning of the term previous year is given in the law. You don't have to apply or you don't have to give your thinking. It is given in the law. That is an exhaustive. It means that we have to understand only the definition given over there. We should not add anything to it. We have to just simply understand what is given in the law. It means it restricts the meaning of a particular terminology. So this part you have to always keep in mind as we progress and we learn the definition. You have to keep in mind that first bifurcate the definition into two categories to understand in totality. So thank you very much. Other things we'll be learning in the next topic as we progress. Thank you very much.